We have three types of road signs. We have the warning sign. We have the regulatory signs. We have the informative signs. So these are warning signs. They're actually triangular in shape. They have red borders, they have yellow background, sometimes it might be white background with black inscription on them. Then we have regulatory signs. These are regulatory signs. These are regulatory signs. Then these are also regulatory signs. The ones on blue, they're also regulatory signs. Then we have the informative signs. So we'll pick them one after the other and explain when you see each of those road signs what to do and how to do them. So going by the first one now. So the first image, so that image explains that's a railway level crossing with gates. So it means when you see that there is a railway level crossing gate, just like a railway, and there's gates there. So it means when train are passing by, the gate will close and you have to stop. And the other one is talking about that's railway level crossing without gates. So it means when train is coming, there's no gates, so you just need to stop. So when you're driving through those places, you have to drive carefully. Though when trains are coming, they blow horn and to let everybody know that they are coming. But nevertheless, drive with care. Whether there's train or there's no train, drive with care around those areas. Then the next one, supplementary intermediate level crossing. When you see that sign, it's a countdown to where the railway level crossing is. So, and each bar indicates 100 meters. The first one is 100 meters, the second one is 200 meters, and the other one is 200 meters. So it means in about 500 meters to the railway level crossing, that's where you start to see that bar. Then the next one is general danger sign, which we generally know as sea caution. So anytime you see it, means you have to drive carefully. It means there's a danger ahead, or there's somebody in a distress, and you need to drive with care in order to avoid accidents. Then the other one is actually crossroad. As you can see, that sign looks like a cross. So it means that as that road is going straight, there's another road that is crossing that road. So don't assume it's just a straight road. Another person is also crossing, so you drive with care. Then the other one is T-junction. T-junction, as you can see, it looks like a letter T. So it means as you're going straight, a road is joining your own road from the right. And the other one, the next one, which is T-junction also, it means a road is joining your road from the left. So you always see the the road signs standing upright in that triangular shape. So you're coming from the down part, you're going straight, and another road is joining your road from the left. Now the other one, which is Y junction, you can see the form of Y. So it means a road is joining your road from the left, but in form of letter Y. Then the other one, which is pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian crossing, anywhere you see that, it means people actually cross on that road, and you have to drive with care. You don't have you can't afford to knock anybody down. If you hit anybody, you are liable to 7 years imprisonment. I don't know, maybe now that things are expensive, maybe they'll increase, the years or the duration of imprisonment. So you have to drive with care. And the next one, carriageway narrows. When you see carriageway narrows, it means that road is actually wide before, and now it's turning to a smaller road. Probably it used to be a dual carriageway, and now it's turning to a single carriageway. And the next one is carriageway widens. So when you see that, it means that road is probably a single carriageway before, and now it has been widened to a dual carriageway, probably a single carriageway, now dual carriageway. Then the next one, which is narrow bridge, it means there's a bridge ahead of you, so you have to drive carefully. There's actually a joint between the normal side of the road and the bridge, and most times if you're not careful, sometimes those joints are either pothole, like it's a bit deep, or it's bumpy rather. So depending. So if you're driving and you see that, it means you should drive with care, reduce your speed so you can actually go over the bridge with care. Then the next one, which is intersection. Intersection? No, that's not intersection. Intersection with a major road. Yes, that's an intersection with a major road. Something we crossroad. Okay, crossroad is the first one. So the second one, which is that same one, intersection with a major road. So it means yes. Yes, that means that's intersection with a major road. So it means you are going straight, and as you're going straight, you're going to be intersecting a major road. Just like a smaller road, a single carriageway intersecting a smaller carriageway. A single carriageway intersecting a bigger carriageway, probably a dual carriageway or a wider major road. Then the other one is intersection with a minor road. So you can see that road is big and a smaller road is intersecting. So it means you're intersecting a minor road. Then the other two, which is Y junction, you can see that's Y junction. The other one too is Y junction, just like I explained earlier. So probably somebody is joining your road from the right or from the left in form of Y. And on that kind of road, if you're driving straight, it means you have to be careful, because there are some unreasonable drivers that will just enter that road with speed without taking proper caution. So you have to drive with care. As you're driving, make sure you're looking towards that hand. Don't focus and let that take away the whole of your attention. Then make sure you drive with care. Take note of whoever is coming, so you'll be able to drive safe. Then the other one, which is dangerous double bend. Now, dangerous double bend, first to the left. So you can see as you're going straight, it means there's a bend first to the left, then to the right. So the other one is dangerous double bend first to the right. That image is wrong, but nevertheless, you see the correct image will be displayed now. So it means as you're going straight, there's a bend to the right, then to the left. Then the other one, which is children crossing. Children crossing, it means you see this around schools, churches, tuck shops, supermarkets, and some other places where children can, be running around. So anytime you're driving around these road signs, it means you have to drive with care. Are we together? You have to drive with care because you know how funny children can be. They might just up into the road without checking properly before crossing. So you drive with care. And the other one, beware of animal. When you see that, it means animals actually crosses on that road. Animals crossing, they actually cross on that road. Parade that road, all those things. So you drive with care. So sometimes some people feel like, is it no cow? If I hit them, I'll just go my way. I'm sorry. Eating a cow is as dangerous as eating an elephant or having a head-on collision. So please don't try it. Try as much as possible to drive with care around places where you see that road sign. Is that faking? Now, the other one, which is runabout, long, great, dangerous, ill. No, they were one up. Long, great, dangerous, ill. Long, great, dangerous, ill. Long, great, dangerous, ill. Long, great, dangerous, ill. You see, when you see this, it means there's a hill ahead of you. And when it's hill, depending, for those that are driving manual, it means you need to, re-engage your gear to proper gear that will fit into that road. So it means there's hill ahead of you. So drive with care and with caution. Then the other one, which is dangerous bend right. See, just like the normal sharp corners we see, means there's a bend to the right. Then the next one, which is dangerous bend left, means there's a bend to the left. Now, falling rock, that image too is wrong. That's what we're supposed to have at dangerous double bend first to the right. So, but nevertheless, when you see falling rock, you see something like a slope, a rock falling down the hill. So that's falling rock. You see that around quarries. So it means anytime you're driving and you see falling rocks, it means there's quarry around that place. And you need to drive with care. Most times they blast the rock with dynamite. And when blasted, sometimes those rocks fly around and all those things. So drive with care. So if you have to stop or probably quickly drive off. Then we have the other one, which is roadwork. Roadwork, when you see that, it means you should drive with care. There are people walking on the road, and you can't afford to hit anybody who's walking on the road. In fact, you're in a serious trouble if that happens. So you can't afford to hit anybody on the road. Now, so when you see that, it means you have to drive with care. Then the other one, which is 275 meters parity to 275 parity ahead, parity road ahead, in about 275 meters. So this sign is telling you that you're about to enter in about 275 meters ahead of you. You'll be joining a major road. priority road, which you need to give right of way. Probably you see this kind of sign on a major, on a how do I put it now? On a minor road. On the minor road. So it means in about 275 meters you will be joining, you'll be getting to a junction where you'll be joining a major road. And when you join a major road, when you're joining that major road, it means you should give priority to those cars. It means you should give priority to cars on that major road. And the other one, because here, and the implication means you should slow down as you approach the priority road. Watch out for vehicles moving on the priority road. You need to stop for vehicles on the priority road if that is needed. Let them go first. Do not park your vehicle near that junction. Then the other one, blind people. When you see that sign, blind people, this sign indicates that elderly people or blind people are probably, or physically challenged people are actually crossing that road. They are vulnerable to actually cross that road. And when you're driving, whether as a driver or as a rider, you need to slow down and proceed with caution in any environment where you see that sign. You see, drivers must pay for sudden and safe stopping. In case of any blind or physically challenged person that suddenly jump on the road, so you have to drive with care. Then the other one, yield or give way. You see, this is the only inverted triangle we have in the Nigerian road sign. So when you see this sign, it means give way to traffic on the right, or give way to traffic on the left, or give way to traffic on the major road. So this sign signifies that the drivers or the riders is to yield or give way to vehicles on the major road. You see it at a junction where a smaller road is joining a major road. So, and anytime you're driving, you are to slow down in that area. Watch traffic ahead and around you. So give right of way, because at that point, if you enter into the road hitting anybody, you are liable to that damage, because the law already told you to use the right of way. Is that faking? Is that faking? Alright, so roundabout. So when you see that, it means there's a roundabout ahead of you. Go and use the roundabout. So now you need to go and use the roundabout, and don't try to quickly look for a shortcut. Just go straight. You can turn, and that's probably go straight. The roundabout ahead, so that you don't run into other cars ahead. Now the other one, slippery surface. Slippery surface, these signs indicate that there is a slippery portion of the road ahead. So, and when you see this, the slippery road surface could be found in untarred muddy areas and the areas leading to construction sites, laterite and quarry sites, or cosmetic factories, or diesel oil yard, among others. So when you see this sign, what are those things you think you should do, or what should you do? What should be your approach to it? First thing you do is to slow down very well to about 10 kilometers per hour, depending on the area, in order to avoid skidding or somersaulting. So as much as possible, avoid the use of brake while driving or riding on that area. Avoid overtaking slippery surface. Make sure the treading of your tires are good in order to reduce the hazard of slippery surface, and also prevent hydroplaning challenge, which is skidding. When you say hydroplaning challenge, that's talking about skidding. trafficking, and the other one, which is ferry. The ferry sign indicates that the road leads to a terminal, how do I put it now? And to a place where you can board boats. It means as you're going straight, you're going to where you can actually board a boat, or road terminates at a seaport. So, and when you see this, it means you have to drive carefully, drive with care, and you need to be safety conscious. Look out for container carrying vehicles or crane. As much as possible, avoid overtaking in this area, and as much as possible, avoid driving in between two trucks or articulated trucks. Consequences of violation. It means possibility of having collision with wharf truck, crane, and likelihood of crashing into the ocean or lagoon, particularly if a driver drives with high speed. So we need to be very, very careful when we see this. So the next one, which is loose chipping. These signs indicate that you are about to get to a portion of the road which is neither smooth nor hard. So depending, it might be a dusty road, it might be a gravel road, hardcore road, interlock paving, blah 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 blah, and all of those things. So, and when you're driving, when you see this sign, when you're driving around these places, it means other vehicles may fix stone up and damage your windscreen. Other vehicles may raise up dust, which can reduce visibility. There may be portion, there actually may be portion of the road which will not allow perfect or firm grip between your tires and the road surface. So this sign is also used to represent this sign is how the is now is actually can be used to represent in some other countries. Sometimes it might be bomb. In Nigeria we call it bomb. In some countries they call it in some we call it speed breaker. Depending on the country. But here in Nigeria we call it bomb, and there's a different distance for bomb. There's a different sign for bomb, and we still get that. So when we talk about uneven road, when you see that sign, that's uneven road. So when you talk about uneven road, this is actually a sign to warn drivers of the presence of probably bump or, like I said earlier, on the road. And when you see this sign, you are supposed to slow down so that you can climb the bump gently. Because if you think your car is still good, your car is still has a very good absorber or engine, and you're running over a bump, gradually you're destroying your shock absorber. No time absorber will come. So when you see the bump, another name for bump is speed breaker. Like I said earlier, it's just to break your speed, to reduce your speed. So when you see that, slow down completely, not to stop, but slow down completely, so you can drive over ease. Then ongoing work, is still the same as I explained earlier, with road work and blah blah blah. Then the other one, the last one, is the roads pedestrian crossing. That's actually wrong. It's a wrong image. Alright, so now, like I said earlier, we have three types of road signs. We have the warning signs. We have the regulatory signs. Then we have mandatory signs. We have the warning signs, we have the regulatory signs, and we have the informative signs. So now we have just discussed the warning signs. We're discussing the regulatory signs. The regulatory signs are actually signs that help road users know what to do and what not to do on the road. And the regulatory signs are actually we have two categories of regulatory signs. Number one, we have regulatory prohibitory, we have regulatory mandatory. So the regulatory prohibitory actually prohibits drivers from doing some things on the road, while the mandatory signs, which is the one on blue, prohibits the driver, mandate the driver on what to do on the road. So now let's start with mandatory signs, prohibitory signs, regulatory prohibitory. The first one is stop. So this is the permanent stop sign. You see this around intersections where we have road, traffic lights thereabouts. So anything where you see that, you should stop. Check properly before you proceed. Then the other one, which is police check. You see that it means there's a police checkpoint ahead of you. So it means you have to drive with care. Just that most times, police in Nigeria now, you can just find them anywhere. So because if they have this, it means everybody already know where police used to stay. They will try to boycott them and for an alternative way, even while they are carrying deadly or dangerous weapon or things in the car or with them. So I think that's one of the reasons, just for security reasons. That's why you can't. Those signs are not common in Nigeria. Anywhere you find it, at least in Nigeria, it means it's a police checkpoint ahead of you. Then highway survey. Stop. Highway survey. When you see this sign, so when you see highway survey, this sign is actually it means there are highway surveyors at work on the highway. Drivers are expected to slow down in any environment and be ready to stop at stop in an emergency. The highway surveys usually stands the tripod and other instruments on both sides of the road, where they are working without paying much attention to their traffic due to the nature of the job. The surveyors oftentimes cross the road without even checking traffic because of their job. They are carried away with their jobs. So when anywhere you see highway survey, it means there are highway surveyors on that road. So you need to drive with care and with caution, so you don't knock the surveyor down. Is that clear? So the next road sign, which is 80, maximum speed limit. So sometimes you might see 100, sometimes you might see 90, sometimes it might be 60, 70, depending on the road you find that. Sometimes it might be 50. So when you see it inside a circle, and with a red border and a yellow background or a white background. So it means that's the maximum speed you should go on that road. This sign actually is telling you that that's the maximum. If you see it, you have committed an offense. You are going beyond the approved speed limit on that road. So the other one, which is the restriction sign. When you see this sign, it's a maximum speed limits. Maximum speed limits is a form restriction. Anywhere you see this sign, it's usually positioned at every speed limit sign where it is considered safe for drivers to increase his or her speed. The sign, anywhere you see it, it means you see it around places where you can see speed limits sign too. So it means. So you see it after, how do I explain it now? You see it after the speed limits sign. So probably telling you that okay, you can actually where you can drive a bit faster, though still minding the national speed limit law and minding the condition of the road. Sometimes if I have an estate or probably a state can say this road we want 70. So maybe after some kilometers, if you see this, it means you can still go on the national speed limit on that particular road. Then the other one, which is close to all vehicle in both sides. So this sign means the road ahead has been blocked or is not passable to cars from both sides. And this sign is usually temporary. It's different duration. Sometimes you may see for some days or for some hours, depending on the reason why the road was actually blocked. So it could be approved. It could be for a few hours. If there is a government or government approved function that guarantee a temporary closure of the road. The sign could be erected, around bridge. Erected if a bridge failed or probably road completely caving because of erosion or something, a bad road just for safety. So you can actually see those signs there. It's just a way of saving lives and property. So the other sign, which is no right turn, you can see is actually crossed. It means even though you see that there's a road on your right where you can actually pass to your people or to your house or to your destination, do not enter that road. It's probably the one way. Do not turn right. The other one, which is no U-turn, means you can do a U-turn on that road. And the other one, which is no left turn, you can turn left. Another one, which is no entry for all vehicles. When you see these signs, it means vehicles are not allowed to proceed in that direction. Sometimes it might be called one way, or no entry sign. So vehicles are only allowed to come from one direction of the road. So this sign is usually erected. So on roads like that, it means you can't proceed, and traffic officers must not pursue or follow after drivers and riders to disobey these signs. Sometimes some state governments might actually have CCTV to handle cameras and identify cars who commit such offense. So please be careful. In Lagos State Lagos now have more than 2,000 cameras over Lagos State. So you can't drive anyhow. You have to drive with sincerity and with care, with caution, anytime you're driving in Lagos. So the next one, yes, which is give way or overtaking prohibited. It means give way to traffic on the left. Alright, so give way to traffic on your left. So when you see this sign, it means that the driver or rider should give way to vehicle on his or her left side. Most times these signs are usually positioned at roundabout or junctions. They are mixed up by some state government, and on how they use these signs. So every time you see this road sign, it means you should give way to traffic on your left. Though whether the sign is there or not, if you're pushing the roundabout, always give way to traffic on your left, except for emergency vehicles that don't need to give way when they are having their emergency trip. So be careful and drive with care. Then the other one, which is no entry for pedal cycle. So these signs mean that no tricycle, motorcycle or bicycle or carts and wheelbarrows are allowed to move on this part of the road. So disobedience to this sign can greatly endanger the lives of the drivers. You understand? So anytime you see that, it means pedal cycles are not allowed on that. So the next one is no entry for vehicle having overall width of exceeding 2 meters. So anytime you see cars that are wider than 2 meters, they are not expected to exceed that. So if you're driving a car that is wider than 2 meters, please do not proceed on that road. So the other one, overtaking prohibited. So when you see this sign, it means drivers are not allowed to pass or overtake other cars in that environment. These signs are usually supported with a solid line, road marking, probably white or yellow, to signify no overtaking on this part of the road. So anytime you see this, it means you have to drive with care, not to overtake. And whether this sign or road marking is permitted or not, drivers must avoid overtaking at crossroad junctions, roundabouts, bridges, corners, hills, marketplaces, school environments, areas where can endanger people. Because definitely if you're going to overtake, you're going to speed. Your speed must surpass the speed of that vehicle you're overtaking. And if you know that you have to overspeed, please drive with care. Do not, in fact, probably at that point, do not overtake. The other sign, which is 8MT, that's a no entry for vehicle having axle heavier than 8 metric ton. So 8 metric ton. So and if your back axle is heavier than 8 metric ton, then something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. If your back axle is heavier than 8 metric ton, you can't go on that road. Probably a bridge. Most times it's going to be a bridge, and if you go on that road, you can actually break the bridge. So drive with care and go under the bridge. You are restricted. Sometimes some people, they might actually have a barrier, just because some people, some don't even know how they put the terms of their axles. So, but nevertheless, most times it's meant for trailers, or some other big trucks. So if your axle, your back axle, or your axle is heavier than 8 metric ton, do not go on that road. Then the other one, which is doing custom inscription, varies depending. So anywhere you see this, it means there are custom officers ahead of you, and you have to stop for them to check you out and all of those things. So drive with care. Stop if they stop you. Don't struggle with them. And in fact, when they stop you, be polite, greet, and whatever they ask you, bring it out. Drive with care, just for safety's sake. And the other one, no entry. Yes, no entry for vehicles exceeding overall height of 3 meters. So it means any vehicle that is higher than 3 meters should not go on that road. Some roads you might see 5 meters. They're telling you the maximum height that can go on that road is 5 meters. Depending. So if you're driving and your car is, the height is more than 3 meters, and you see that, it means you should not go on that road. If you see 5 meters and your car is probably 5.5 or 5.7, it means you should not go on that road. Then the other one too, which is 12 MT, no entry for vehicle exceeding 12 metric ton. So if your car or if your truck is heavier than 12 metric ton, it means you should not go on that road. You understand? Then the other one, which is no entry for lorries. Lorries are not expected to drive on that road. Is that taken? So the next sign, which is no waiting. So this sign, means no vehicle, or how do I put it now? This sign means that vehicle must not wait along that road or that environment. What is waiting? A lot of us actually confuse no waiting with no stopping. There are two different signs: no waiting, no stopping, no parking. So when we say no waiting, it means waiting means that your vehicle is in standstill, which means you have stopped, but your engine is still running, and the driver is inside the car. It means you are waiting. No stopping means you have actually put off the engine. Are we together? You have actually put off the engine, whether you are still in the car. Yes, you are still in the car, and once you step out of your car, you are parking. You have already parked. You get? So anywhere you see no waiting, which is actually crossed once, it means you are not expected to stop there, whether you're in the car or the engine is don't stop there. And we usually have it around roads where they don't want traffic jam. They don't want the road to be stopped with traffic. These are places where you find no waiting. And a lot of officers, some officers too don't even know. So instead of putting no waiting there, they just put no parking. You get? And eventually, when you stop and you're still in the car, they're harassing you. Why did you park it? You are not parking. You understand? So no waiting is different from no stopping, and it's actually different from no parking. And when you see the next sign, which is no on, we have places where you can press on. You can press on around courts, GRAs, worship centers. You can press on around poultries. When you see that sign, it means do not press on around these areas. And the other sign, which is U-turn, it means you can U-turn. And when you see this other sign, that's no parking. So no parking or parking prohibited, depending. Sometimes some people might actually have duration between 8 and 2, no parking, or between 8 and 5, depending. Some might put description, some might not put that there. But anyway, you see no parking, it means you should not park around about 6 meters away around that place. You are not expected to park there. Then no stopping, which is the next sign. No stopping. So anywhere you see this no stopping, it means you should not stop there. You should not stop. You stand still and turn off your engine. You get? No waiting. You don't have to stop. Talk less of turning off the engine. You're not even expected to stand still there. Keep moving. But no stopping, it means you can still stand still and your engine is running. So you are just waiting, you have not stopped. You get? But the moment you turn off your engine, it means you have stopped and you are not expected to stop. Is that taken? That's no stopping. And if your vehicle develop a fault, get it pushed or towed to a safe place where you won't be accused of violating the no parking, no waiting, no stopping sign. Unless you are forced by an emergency or traffic queue, you are not permitted to stop here. So the government are supposed to construct enough road signs on the road to help this matter. Is that thinking? Then the last one, litter prohibited. You say you are not expected to eat sweet or drink pure water and throw the sachet on the floor. So any anytime, anywhere you see litter prohibited or you see those baskets by the roadside, it means you are not expected to dispose your dirt just around the environment. Is that faking? Is that faking? All right. So now let's go to regulatory mandatory signs. These are signs that actually tell us what we must do on the road. These signs tells us what we must do on the road. Now, when you see this other sign, this first sign, yes. When you see the first sign, it means direction to be followed. When you see that, it means everybody should go straight. And the second sign, it means diversion. That's if it's on the road under construction. When you see that, it means you're being diverted to the side where the arrow is pointing to. And the other one, which is, and if it's on a well-developed road, it means one way. You can see the sign is the same, both the diversion sign and the road, both the diversion sign and the one-way sign. So they actually look the same. So if you see it on underdeveloped road, the road where they are constructing, it means diversion. If you see it on the road that has been developed, it means one way. So the other sign now, which is two ways. Is that two ways? So it means you can go either way. So you can go right or you can go left. So whichever way you want to go, just have your way. Then the other one, which is keep right. So when you see that sign, it means you should keep right. So you can't go straight. As you're going, you can't go straight. Just keep right. Everybody should go right. And the other sign, which is a roundabout. So roundabout means you and use the roundabout. Don't turn wherever you are. Go straight. Go and use the roundabout. The roundabout is ahead of you. Then compulsory cycle track, which is the next one. The compulsory cycle track. It means bicycles and cyclists, there's a track for them to use, and it is compulsory for them to use. They don't drive on the main road. Then the other one, which is pedestrian track. So this you will have this by the roadside. Sometimes it could be on the curb, they cement the curb and all of those things, where where people are called pedestrians, where people can actually trek and pass. That's a track. Then the next one, which is end diversion. That end diversion, probably you've been diverted before. If you see end diversion, it means you should go back to your normal way. And the other one, which is pass either side. So you can see that arrow means you can pass right or left. As you're going straight, maybe the road is turning wide. So it means you can follow right and follow left, depending on your choice. Then the other one, which is speed limit, minimum speed limit. When you see this speed, it means drivers should not travel less than 30 kilometers per hour on that road. Most times this is actually the minimum speed allowed on this road. So it means everybody should go more, like 30 should be the least you can actually go on that road. And this sign is used mainly on multi-lane, on multi-lane roads where some lanes are dedicated for low speed, medium speed, and high speed, depending. So whether this sign is erected or not, drivers should cultivate a habit of keeping to service lane when they are driving. Then the other sign. So when you see this sign, yes, it means you're approaching a two-way road. So and it's divided with a central reservation or a road median. You understand? So you have to drive carefully, on this kind of road. And the next one, which is 2-lane way ahead of you, it means you are getting to a 2-lane road without a median or a central reservation. It's just like the popular open road, that can take just one car through, one car through. The other one is you can take one car to one car through with division at the middle. And the other one, there's no division, so it's just a free road. So the other one, which is 4-lane undivided 2 ways, means as you're approaching that road is for 2 lanes to 2 lanes through without division on that road. So, and the other one is that road is actually it's actually divided 4 lanes to way ahead. So it means we have 2 lanes to 2 lanes through with median or central reservation dividing that way. And the other sign, which is stop, that's a temporary stop sign, and the other one is a temporary go sign. So the temporary stop sign, how do I put it now? You find it on the road when the road is under construction. So as long after construction, those go and stop signs will be removed. So when you see that, you should stop, probably at a junction or probably for 1 or 2 feet or thereabouts, free flow of traffic and thereabouts. So you can stop, and for go, you can also. Then the other sign, which is 4-lane, 2-way ahead, proceed 2 lanes. So if you get to this road now, or on this kind of road, it means you can actually proceed on either the other side, just like Lagos Road, where we have service lane, separated from the express. So on this service lane, everybody is expected to pick a particular lane. If you're going on the service lane, you drive on the service lane. If you're going on the express, then go to the express, which those are familiar with Lagos Road actually will understand what I'm saying. Then the next sign, which yes, 2 lanes, 2-way ahead, proceed 1 lane. Probably because of 1 or 2 things, construction or bad condition of the road, that road has been reduced to 1 lane. So it means everybody should go on 1 lane, either on the right or the left. And when you are going on this kind of road, you use an extreme right side or probably extreme left side. It means probably one side of the road is bad and it's under repair, or for safety's sake, you're trying to avoid issues. So that's road. I'm sure you would have seen the way other drivers are going. So it means you should drive with care. And the last road sign, which is a priority to approaching vehicle. Your car is actually the one on red, so it means as you're entering into that place, let cars inside, let them come out first before you actually go in. Give priority to cars approaching. Most times you see it in front of factories, like 7-Up, Coca-Cola, they're telling you let others that are inside. Sometimes you might see it in front of an estate. It means let people inside, let them come out first before you go inside. Is that thinking? And finally, we have the informative signs. So when you see the first one, which is park, you are not expected to park anyhow on the road. But when you see this sign, it means you can park. Then the other one, which is hospital, means there's an hospital ahead. The other one, first aid station ahead of you, probably for safety sake or for emergency sake, and you're trying to save somebody's life and before you can take them to the hospital and mechanical help. Yes, mechanical help. You see, when you see this, it means there's a mechanic ahead of you. And when there's a mechanic ahead of you, so that in case you have issues with your car or blah blah blah, then you know how to locate the mechanic ahead of you. Then the other one, which is phone call, telephone call. This is no longer, I think this is no longer in existence again, because now we now have everybody now has a phone they use. So before, it means there's a phone station ahead of you where you can make call. And the other one, which is filling station, so it means there's a filling station ahead of you. So in case you're planning to buy fuel, you can actually help yourself out. And the other one, which is advanced directional sign. So it means as you're going straight, you're going to Benin. If you turn right, you're going to Owo. If you turn left, you're going to we have more of these in videos. Nations can actually testify to this. So these are actually signs that help you towards where you're going. So you don't even know if you're confused about it now. You're going to see this in this. Just right. Is that faking? Is that faking? Alright, so the other sign, which is Abuja. Oh, that's not yeah, Abuja. Oh, now. Abuja, where is Abuja? Alright, so Abuja, which is a place name, touch Abuja. So that's a place name. We are supposed to have this, at the entrance of probably a city or a village or a town, just to show that okay, you're already in that area. Then Mina. So you see, it's also like a route assurance sign. The other ones, route 35, that's also route assurance sign. Then restaurants, so which is the next one, restaurants. So it means there's a place ahead of you where you can eat. And the other one, which is direction sign, that's okay, 75. So it means in 75 kilometers away from where you are, you get to Okene, this way to Okene, about 75 kilometers. So this other sign, that's also a directional sign, telling that this way to Kaduna. Then the other sign, which is rest area. So it means there's a hotel and where you can actually rest. So that's about that. Now we have airports. So this way to airports. So you can see that's the way to airports. That's the way to airports. So in case you're finding your way straight to the airport, that's the direction to the airport. Then the other sign, which is the direction sign to train station. So it means that's the direction sign to train station. Then construction zone. So construction zone, that's the next sign. Construction zone. And about 6 kilometers ahead of you. So it means as you're driving, and about 6 kilometers away from where you are, you get to the construction zone. Then direction to wharf, yes. So that's direction to wharf. It means that's direction to wharf. And where's the wharf? Where you board ship. Maybe you're traveling or something, where you can actually board ship. Then motor park. So when you see that, it means you're at motor park, where you can actually board cars, buses to wherever you want. Then end construction zone. The other one, which is end construction zone. End construction zone. That's not end construction zone. Yes, that's end construction zone. So when you see that, it means you have actually come to an end of where there's construction. And the other one, which is construction zone. Construction zone, that's you are already in areas where they are constructing, where they are doing construction. So you have to drive carefully, do not speed, do not overtake, drive with care and with caution. that faking? Is that faking?